I am encouraged to see less tornado warnings now. All the yellow are thunderstorm warnings, and they cover the entire squall line. We're likely to see something very similar tonight. Look what happens by Friday. That front I mentioned, it's going to be sliding through here early Friday morning, and then a pretty significant low wraps up. Lucky me, Judy.
Lucky you.
Ready or not, like it or not, believe it or not, this is our reality here on October 20th. You're heading out to the turkey trot tomorrow. There they go. I guess I got to go catch them here. We could see a few snow showers on Saturday. Haley, I'm a little out of breath. They're faster than me.
You just chase those turkeys. That's got to be a new favorite graphic.
The airport there had reported a peak wind gust of 78 miles per hour. That can do a lot of damage. That can cause power outages. That's what we're looking at. That's going to be the biggest threat tonight. After midnight, we're going to continue to see those snow rates increase, and honestly, roads are going to be awful. Just stay home if you don't have to be out. We've got this big dip to the west of the storm. That has lifted it north, and we have a big blocking high to the east. And this is the actual line right here. We could see a little bit of a rotation showing up right here, and these warnings are issued well out ahead of this because of their fast forward motion. Closer look at the radar down to the south. It is a wet drive along I-90 right now, but then that transition to snow up on 94. Lake Charles over towards Port Arthur. These areas will have inundating storm surges that are going to be catastrophic. I think I'd rather be in water right now, but it's kind of fun. It's also kind of hot in here, but it's hot outside too. Those systems ride up to the northeast because there's a ridge to the south, and that helps to make this jet stream shift more to the north up into the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. You start getting these downdrafts within the cells, which is the rain, and when that comes down, it actually is able to tap those stronger winds that are aloft and bring them down to the surface. Go to space.com, and they actually call it a cosmic cuddle.
I need a cuddle right now. Danielle.
Go see Danielle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, poor Bob.
Now, your Skywarn 13 weather forecast.
Clouds will continue to thicken up for tonight. We're going to wake up to an overcast sky, but no snow right off the bat. We are looking at that arrival by late morning, early afternoon, depending on where you live, and then things will likely deteriorate as far as those conditions as the snow will start to fill in and gradually pick up intensity. So really, if you do have any errands to run, maybe a few appointments, if you can get those out of the way before noon, that is your best bet because it's going to stay below freezing. It's not going to take very much of this snow to really slicken things up again. Hopefully some of the streets have been prepped to deal with some of these conditions that we'll be working in for tomorrow. So here's some specifics on how this is all going to play out for us. Again, that snow time arrival between about 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. I do expect the snow to become steady. It may be kind of broken initially, meaning there will be some places that may take a little bit longer to see it fill in, but then it will become increasingly intense. So heavier snow expected by late afternoon and evening, and that may make for a really challenging evening commute. So just plan ahead. If you can't get out early, you're going to need some extra time getting around. Keep it slow out there. That's the best advice I can give you. Dangerous travel is likely at night when the height of the storm comes on through before it winds down early Saturday. If you don't have to travel, it's best just to stay home at that point. Now, this is going to be an all-snow event, so I have a high weather impact here for snow for the Chippewa Valley. Sleet and ice will be a factor in our southern counties. If you live down in maybe southern Trempealeau, especially La Crosse County along I-90, these places are going to be dealing with more of this wintry mix, and that's going to cut down on the overall snow accumulations. Wind in that medium range, it's not going to be blowing very hard, but we will certainly have some stronger breezes, and that will lead to some blowing and drifting, and that's just going to make it that much worse out there with low visibilities and more challenging cleanup, especially going into early Saturday. Temperatures tonight, not that cold. We are in the 20s, but considering we have this big winter storm coming in, we're not dealing with a lot of Arctic air, so this isn't going to be a fine, fluffy snow. It's going to lean a little bit more towards wet as temperatures won't be far from freezing. You could see some of that warmer air to the south, and it's going to follow that boundary between the cooler air to the north and the warmer air to the south. Where is it right now? Well, it's still in the formative stages out in the southwestern United States. We saw this upper level disturbance come into California. It's digging down, now helping to basically develop and instigate this low pressure system at the surface. And snow and rain, that's going to take its way into eastern Colorado. That's why we call this a Colorado low. And these are the ones that pull up a lot of moisture from the Gulf and then take that track up into the upper Midwest and cause us a lot of headaches. But if you're a snow fan, these are the ones that you really get excited about. High pressure exiting by tomorrow morning. Here's the low starting to wrap up and intensify as it makes that track to the northeast. We start seeing the snow move into our area by late morning and afternoon. There's the height of the storm tomorrow night. That's when conditions are going to be really rough. The low takes a track up towards Milwaukee and then out by Saturday morning, and then the sun should be shining for the afternoon. Here's what we're expecting. There's that mixing down to the south, maybe 4 or 5 inches in La Crosse. You're going to be close to that heavier snow up north of I-90, and then really thinking that 10 inches or more in this dark purple area that goes from the Wausau area down through Neillsville, Eau Claire, and Pepin. It's going to be a big one for us. Tonight we're down to 22 degrees. The clouds thickening up. Tomorrow, again, travel conditions the best in the morning. You start seeing those bars raise into the oranges and reds by late afternoon. That's when you really want to stay home and avoid the roads. We'll see this wind down by early Saturday. And the rest of the weekend, some nice weather to clean up, I guess, Danielle. There'll be a lot to clean up. But Mother Nature's going to help out next week, too, because we've got unseasonable warmth on the way as well.
All right, thanks, Darren.